How close are we to full dive virtual reality? Now, when I say full dive, I'm talking about a virtual experience that is fully immersive, something that is difficult to distinguish between reality and the virtual world. Two good examples of this are Sword Art Online and Ready Player One. Ready Player One is a film that has a virtual world attached to it. Although it seems as if the virtual experience is well done, it is not full dive. Sword Art Online, in particular, is interesting. It is an animated television show made in 2012. In the show, a new game is released, a game that is indistinguishable from reality. The technology is so good that people are able to live in that alternative virtual world. The characters put on a headgear, like Ready Player One, but there is a catch to it. The headgear is wired into your brain and interacts with your thoughts. So essentially, instead of moving around in real life to control your character, your brain sends signals to the computer, doing so without controlling your body on Earth, which then can be used to control your online avatar instead. Now, this is no easy feat. There are many factors that go into something that is fully immersive. It would have to be something configured in a way to capture all of your senses, to have the illusion that you are in the real world, when actually you're in the virtual one. VR is getting better and better as time goes on. Companies are starting to realize the applications that VR can be used in. This is good because more money is getting funneled into the development of VR technology. As of right now, our most advanced VR experience consists of handheld devices to act as hands or a controller, a 360-degree treadmill for movement, and a headset and headphones for vision and audio. We also have haptic technology, which converts virtual data into physical sensation. This allows users to feel things from the virtual world to further increase immersion. The Pezle suit is a good example of this.
Pezle suit is a human-to-digital interface, the only of its kind, designed to simulate experience and accelerate mastery in the physical world. Pezle suit inputs haptic feedback to any area of the body, from gentle touch to feelings of physical exertion and temperature, and outputs motion capture and biometrics. Pezle suit accelerates VR training with performance monitoring and sensation. Users experience scenarios as though they've lived them.
Even though some of this technology is extremely impressive, it still isn't full dive VR. Now, in order to achieve full dive VR, it would make the most sense to have some sort of brain-to-computer interface. This would allow the brain to interact with the computer with a thought, which would correspond to an action in the virtual world. Brain-to-computer interfaces already exist to a certain extent. They are often used by people who are paralyzed. Sensors monitor brain waves and facial nerve signals to send information to the computer. Experiments with this technology have gone as far as allowing a paraplegic man to walk across a room using only these brain signals. In 2017, a company called Neurable developed a game called Awakening. With a modified HTC Vive, users can control some aspects of the game with their thoughts. They can manipulate different objects just by focusing on them.
The project is called The Awakening, and it's Neurable's first experience where we give people the chance to try out using your brain activity to actually control objects using your mind.
Neurable's development is cool, but it still isn't exactly what we're looking for. Another development is with billionaire Elon Musk. He's developing something called Neuralink. Neuralink is an implant in the brain that will let you control a computer anywhere you go. Essentially, it will enhance your life, giving you insurmountable intelligence, and it will help fix neurological problems like Alzheimer's, dementia, and spinal cord injuries. But this is where things get interesting. Neuralink was used on a number of pigs for testing. Throughout Elon's presentation, he describes different brain functions that the Neuralink can pick up on. One of the aspects that Neuralink could predict was the pig's movement. Just from the activity in the brain, the Neuralink could predict with high accuracy where the limbs are and what they are doing. This is important because it shows that there is already technology out there that can take in brain activity and make predictions on what the brain is signaling the body to do, which could be crucial for full dive. Okay, so some of that technology are applications for full dive VR, but it still isn't quite there yet. Luckily for us, technology increases logarithmically as time goes on. With virtual reality becoming more mainstream and some of the benefits more exposed, corporations, universities, and governments will put more funds into it. Along with that, the field of neuroscience and computer science will progress. increasing our knowledge of the brain along with our computing power. This is important because the key to developing full dive VR is understanding how the brain fully works, which is something that researchers are still mapping out. Understanding the human brain can be extremely difficult. Brains do not execute lines of code to perform functions in an orderly manner like computers. Brains are more of a mishmash of competing signals of electricity, flowing along salt pathways arranged along similar but differing paths based on our development throughout life. So we would need a computer powerful and smart enough to decide the seeming randomness of our biological counterpart. Because of this, full dive is a ways off. We'll probably have something more like Ready Player One in the coming years, but full dive is a much bigger hurdle to jump. Full dive VR will probably be a thing in about 20 or 40 years from now, depending on how much research is put into it. Although, giving even a range of time that broad can be difficult, because it is hard to predict where the technology will take us in the coming years. Who knows, it could come much sooner than that. We do know that as more and more people understand the importance of technology and innovation, our dream of full dive is only a matter of time.